Ew!
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again. Yo, chop it up, man. I'm back. You know, it's been a while. I know y'all been asking what's going on, where you been, no episodes. Listen, man, I've been working, man. No Rihanna though. But we back, it's fantastic. You know, I'm on the road, undisclosed location. I can't disclose it quite yet until tomorrow night's episode. But it's chop it up, man. Fantastic. You guys know me, I'm by myself, but to my right, to your left, is my man.
JD Mack. JD Mack here to bring a different perspective of things, business, sports, whatever we need to bring to the table. I'm here to support my homie. Fantastic, so let's do it.
Let's do it, man. So, fantastic, right? Yeah, I know a little about me. So, JD Mack, man, tell them about yourself in a snapshot. You know what I'm saying? JD Mack, who is JD Mack?
JD Mack, he's a guy that's been knowing Fantastic for almost 20 years, been doing this friendship thing. We just been, watched each other grow from boys to men, went off to college, majored in sport management and business management, got the MBA degree, so that business aspect things y'all might be looking for, I could bring some of that to the table, help you out there. And I'm just here to support the homies, so let's do this.
Let's do this, man. So don't get it twisted though. This dude from the hood, right? Bed-Stuy from the hood. But the other route he took, he went around the BS, business management, MBA. So when it comes to the business side of it, this is the man to holler at, amongst other things. So like I said, man, chop it up. We on the road, undisclosed location. Got my man JD Mack. Joining the program, got my other partner, he coming out here soon, but that's a surprise. But we on the road. So it's been a while, right? So a lot going on in the world. We can't do everything, catch up wise. So we're gonna talk about what's going on now, right? So wherever I'm at right now, undisclosed, it's warm right now, right? It's like 78 degrees right now. That's why I'm wearing a t-shirt, right? So JD Mack, man, so sports wise, like team-wise, who do you follow? What do you watch?
Man, so...
What you into?
So when I went away to school in Philadelphia. So, but I kept and I stayed loyal to my New York sports, man. But, unlike your man Fantastic, I am a Yankees fan.
Oh my God.
And the reason why I'm a Yankees fan, I'll give you this right here, is because in 1998, I actually went to the World Series. And I went to the winning game. So that right there alone is gonna make you become a fan no matter what. So Yankees fan for life, I'm running with that.
I'm a Met fan.
He's a Met fan. We are perfectly aware of that, but we still maintain our friendship.
Yeah, despite he's still on the show despite the Yankees traits, but
whatever, whenever we gotta talk about the Yankees, I can talk about that a little bit too.
Right.
So
you got it. Mets suck. You got it.
27 chips, but it's all good. All right. And then I'm a Knicks fan, so that's what we do. We share a bond there. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm from Brooklyn. I still think the Nets are in New Jersey. I can't rep the Nets for nothing because they just don't feel natural.
What you mean, Brooklyn?
But I can't get down with it for some reason. It's just not. I grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, when the Knicks was it, when it was the shit. That time frame will make you love the Knicks, and that made me want to be a Knick, you know what I'm saying? So I played ball too, by the way. I played a lot of ball, played some good basketball growing up, private school, Catholic school, and I played with a lot of people that's probably in the NBA or made runs in the NBA,
Hold on, did you go to school with Artest though?
Yeah, Ron Artest was my guy, so we went to school together. But he was a senior and I was a freshman, but, we still, in our practices and all of that stuff, we would see them play. We looked up to those guys. So, definitely there. Another guy, Shamgar, a lot of y'all may have heard that name. He went to the same school as well. And there's a few other cats that, made it pretty far in the basketball world that, we kind of, looked up to, went to the same school, and just kind of tried to model our path, off of that. So with the basketball thing, that's something I'm big on too. So I speak from that perspective.
All right. So if two things, if you don't know who Shamgar is or Ron Artest, if you're under 19, 25, go Google that. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so we talk about the Knicks, right? So let's get the Yankees. So what is your take on the Knicks right now? Like, how you feel about where they are right now with the Knicks, where they headed? With Porzingis being out, with all the young cats they got. Like, how you feel?
I feel like the Knicks right now, and they're positioning themselves to be successful for the future, right? So you got these nice young group of talented guys, and you want to hold on to that youth because you want them to bond and grow together, and you want them to build that chemistry to be better down the road. So I think they got a nice core group of young guys that are committed to playing to the team. They play with high energy. They're still, immature in certain aspects of things, but they are willing to build together. They're willing to grow together, and that's what they're portraying on the court right now. So I think if management is doing the right thing, they're going to keep those, a nice core group together. Obviously, Porzingis, when he comes back, he's just a monster. He's a killer. So you gotta, hold on to that. And people are going to want to play with somebody like him because he's a unicorn. That's his name. So people want to play with somebody who's unique like that can do things on both ends of the floor and can be a threat. So you want to maintain that. You want to try to keep that core group, and I think the coaching staff. I think they got the right mindset, and I think they're doing the things that they need to do to be better later down the road. But smarter decisions now for sure.
So listen, I think I agree with everything you just said, right? So next year free agency, we got enough bread, potentially just to sign one max player, right? In a perfect world. Right? Who do you want on the Knicks with Porzingis and the current young cats we got?
In a perfect world,
you want one player.
For me, a guy like KD. If you can make that happen, man, there's no going back on that because you need a killer. You need somebody that's going to light it up every night. And then to have two of those, two guys that are long, they can play defense on the wing. That's something that the way the game is changing now is conducive to that. To be able to stretch the floor like that, your bigs being able to do that. So I think, for me, my perspective, I think KD is the second best player in the world. You want to go after the second best player in the world.
So you rather have KD or Kyrie?
I'm not sold on
Kyrie or healthy KD.
See, that's the problem with KD. That's the problem with Kyrie. Like, he has to be healthy. Like, it's great to have a point guard like that can control the game, that can manage the game. But I don't know if I think he's moving away or transitioning away from that traditional point guard role. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be more beneficial for the Knicks to be successful quicker if they get somebody like KD over Kyrie.
I ain't gonna lie, man. In the NBA today, because it's not about defense as much, it's more about offense. That point guard role, man. That dynamic point guard. That facilitator. The Knicks don't have that. They haven't had that for a while, probably since I couldn't even tell you. So Kyrie gets busy though.
Right, he does.
Kyrie got LeBron that chip in Cleveland. Kyrie, he was killing Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he does his thing. Don't get me wrong, but for some reason I'm not sold on him being that guy. Like he's good. Don't get me wrong. I love Kyrie, and he'll be back home. Pretty much.
Right. Jersey cat.
Yeah, Jersey cat. Right. So that's home for him. So, but I think it would be nice, but I'm just being realistic, and I think if the Knicks want to be successful, right away, then that KD has got to be their guy to go for. And Kyrie would bring some good things to the table, but I don't think he's going to make that dynamic change that the Knicks would need in order to bring their name back to the forefront of basketball.
Okay, all right. So you heard it from JD Mack. JD Mack is all in on KD. I love KD. If I can get both of them, I'll take KD and I'll take Kyrie with Porzingis. I'm good, but if I could take one next year, I don't know, man. A lot of folks knocking KD now with the whole Draymond thing. A lot of people think Draymond exposed him the same way Russell did.
Right.
He a little bit soft and whatever. I'm just saying. So, in New York, it's a different animal. But
it is a different animal.
KD is a dope dude, though. You
gotta be built for that. You gotta be built for that. So you don't think KD and Porzingis is the same kind of player? Would you want like a little offset from Porzingis, like a point guard that can create, facilitate? It would be, but I think because the young players, the young dynamic players that the Knicks have, I think they can work with what that is. I think they can work that role with some of the players that they have now, because all you need is a good facilitator, right? You got Kyrie is, again, like I said earlier, he's moving away from the traditional point guard role. He's more of a scoring guard. So I think when you have two threats like a KD and a Porzingis, that goes back to the way the game has changed now, having that big that can do that. You can always fill somebody in the point guard spot that can feed it to them, or you can, that can facilitate the game in a traditional sense, and they can still be successful. You just need a point guard that can play good, solid D, and and run an offense and lead the team. So I'm not saying that Kyrie can't do that. I'm just saying that I think they can be successful without Kyrie if they got KD. So.
Okay. All right. Do you think KD will want to come to the Knicks? I know a lot of folks say, the Knicks is the second option besides him re-signing with Golden State. A lot of people say, oh, well, the Knicks is the team he would jump to, East Coast, whatever. Do you think it's realistic?
I mean, the money's there. I don't see why it wouldn't be, and I think he can handle the spotlight for sure. Mm-hmm. I think so, because he's that level of a player. Like he's in a different stratosphere kind of player. So he's gonna. I don't think anything that New York can put in front of him would deter him from being successful.
So let me throw something crazy out there. Would you sign Kyrie and trade Porzingis for Anthony Davis?
See, Anthony Davis is one of those kind of players too, man, where he's just dominant.
Would you trade Porzingis if you because the rumors are the Knicks, potentially shopped around Porzingis. So if we could sign a max player, KD, right? Would you bring Anthony Davis to the Knicks if you can trade Porzingis? Maybe a king or draft pick, or would you want to stick KD with Porzingis?
Nah, I would. If they're shopping around Porzingis and you have an opportunity to get a player like AD, I think AD. I'm all in with AD because he's a special guy. He's special, and he has the upside over KD because he's younger. So I think he has a long way to go, and he ain't even at. I don't even think he's at his peak yet. I think he's.
What is he, like 23?
He's like 24, something like that. And so he's still got the upside, and he's doing what he's doing. He's MVP numbers right now. He's always in that, that MVP. Like, and he's making it clear this year that he's going to be an MVP. Like that's his goal. So, and the numbers don't lie, man. He's dominant every night. There's nobody that can guard him. Like he's just doing what he wants to do out there. So a guy like that, I would love to welcome him to the Knicks for sure.
So you're saying you would trade the unicorn?
I would trade the unicorn because I'm looking at the injury proneness, with the unicorn. Like he's magic when he's out there, but you got to be out there. At the end of the day, you got to be out there.
Right, you can't perform if you're not out there. Right?
Exactly. So that's my thing. So AD would be awesome on the Knicks, and I think I think he's one of those players where I think he would not fold under the pressure. Because when I look at like superstar players and what their capacity is and what their potential is, I kind of base it off of how the Melo situation was, right? When he came to the Knicks. Like Melo was a star, but I don't know if he was ever that next level. It was conversation, but you could start to see where LeBron was starting to edge out Carmelo, and what took LeBron to that next level. And there were certain things that he brought to the table that Carmelo couldn't. And I see that thing in an AD. I see that thing where he has that next level potential that, that is unique to a superstar, like out of the stratosphere kind of player. So that's why I see AD right now, and I think that might be a good choice if that can go down.
If you guys don't know how I feel about Carmelo, if you guys been following me on Facebook or whatever, Carmelo, I like Carmelo when he came to the Knicks for the most part, but I kind of felt Melo didn't adapt to the new NBA. The NBA changed, and he didn't adapt his game, his mind state. But he out of here. I'm glad he out of here. I wish him the best. But all right, so JD Mack, he in on KD. Listen, I wouldn't be mad if Kyrie changed his mind and say, you know what, I want out of Boston, I want to come to the Knicks, Kyrie on the Knicks with Porzingis. And
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at
I
all.
wouldn't be mad at that at all.
But if you throwing players out there to try to say, you want this over that, and like who's the best option, and the money's there, and they can actually make it happen. I think there are players that would be better fitting for the Knicks to go to that, to go to at least make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my opinion on that.
All right, cool. So you heard it right here, man. JD Mack, Yankees fan. He's still on the show. That's my name. But Knicks fan. So, all right. So we're gonna skip hockey. You guys know I fuck with hockey a little something. I'm a Rangers fan. So we're gonna skip past that. Get the football, right? So football's where it's at now. Football's in the pinnacle. It's at its peak, right? So tell them out there, who's your football team?
Man, football. See, so I in Philadelphia, diehard Eagles fans. There's diehard Eagles fans, and I carried the torch for the Giants, man. I am a Giant fan for life. And every day, living in Philly, I got to battle with the Eagles fans. But it's I'm proud to be a Giants fan. Let's put it like that.
So 2 out of 3 we agree, right? No Yankees, for me, no Mets for him, but Knicks fan, Giants fan. I fuck with the Giants, as you guys know. The Jets, I like the Jets. I don't wish nothing bad on the Jets like I do on the Yankees, right? So I fuck with the Jets, but Giants, right? So everybody who knows me knows I'm real critical on the Giants. Eli Manning in particular. As I was with Carmelo a few years ago before he left the Knicks, right? So I've been yelling like at least 2 years now. Eli gotta go, right? I know Giants fans like, oh, Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Eli, Eli this. He beat the Patriots. Listen, man, like someday we're gonna invite Eli back, to the stadium, Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium. We're gonna put a statue up. We're gonna retire his jersey. We're gonna give him all the praises he needs and deserves. We're gonna show him love. But for now, though, he gotta go. I'm sorry, Eli gotta go. Right?
I agree, man.
Is he better than Joe Montana?
No.
Right. So San Francisco let Joe Montana go. Right? They got him out of there for Steve Young. Right? Me not on Steve Young, but I'm just saying, what have you done for me lately? Right? Eli's done. He get him out of here. Right?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
He gotta go. Giants fan, he gotta go. I've been saying that like 2 years now. They kept Eli. Now you see the Giants, right? Beckham in his peak, talented. He's a transcending generational player.
Yep.
Eli
you need somebody. Right? You need somebody to feed him that.
So much like Melo, the NFL has changed, and Eli's gonna adapt, right? The mobile quarterback, the quarterback that can move. And I'm not talking about the black quarterbacks, right? You look at some of the other quarterbacks that are mobile, right? Aaron Rodgers can move, right? Big Ben can buy some time, right? Matthew Stafford can buy some time, right? Amongst other quarterbacks who are not African American or black, Eli, he's a duck in the pocket. He's done. They talk about, the offensive line got to protect Eli. No, how about Eli move?
Right.
Move left, my dude. Move left, move right.
And
pump fake.
And they spent money on the offensive line, so you can't blame that anymore. At some point in time, you got to be able to control it yourself. And I think Eli, he's not mobile. At this stage,
he hasn't adapted.
So
changed, man.
These guys are super athletic now, man.
I mean, these guys come out of college now. Like I said, black or white. Josh Allen, Josh Rosen. Just some of the white quarterbacks. Amongst the black ones, the Watsons and the Cam Newtons and the Mahomes. That's my dude.
Right.
But these cats they buy time because it's an offensive league now, right? You can't even hit the quarterback, so the quarterback has the advantage. Where Eli's he's playing the victim. So in my mind, he got to go, right? So what the Giants going to do, man?
The Giants, I don't know what they're going to do. It
what
seems
should
like they should do is get rid of Eli. I think that would make a statement right there. If they did that, that'll make it clear they are looking to move this organization in the direction that they're traditionally known for as winners, right? So, and you got a lot of big names on that team, a lot of individual skill players.
Right.
You want to have the quarterback to be able to feed those players. Odell Beckham, Saquon Barkley. You want to have a quarterback that can make things happen.
Right.
And
The
you're
game
gonna
has changed, man.
the game has changed.
The game has changed.
When you got these two superstar young cats, you want them to be there. You want them to have that energy. Like, I want to make a career here. So, and you need leadership that's gonna push that. So, getting rid of him is gonna be. It'll definitely ring loud. Like the organization is ready to move on, and if they can get somebody or get somebody in there that can make some things happen for them, feed that ball to the young gunners, and they'll be good.
Let me ask you a question. So last year people was like, oh, the Giants should got a quarterback. Cats came out, Sam Darnold came out, Rosen came out, Allen came out, Lamar Jackson. Do you think the Giants should have drafted Saquon last year, or they should have got a quarterback?
Nah, I think Saquon was the safe draft. I think we needed a running back, somebody who was dynamic, somebody who was explosive. Quarterbacks are now it's coming. A couple years ago it was a shortage in good quality quarterbacks. Right. Now I think it's coming back around. Now we're starting to see more and more younger, more athletic quarterbacks. Name a few that you mentioned in the past, but I think now, moving forward, that's where you want to turn your attention to. But I think when they picked Saquon, I think that was the right move for that time.
All right, cool. So you heard, man. JD Mack, he go with Saquon. Listen, Saquon, he's great, man. He reminds me of Barry Sanders a little bit. And if you don't know who he is, Google him. Barry Sanders. Google him. Young cats out here. But yeah, Barry Sanders and Saquon, they're kind of similar, man. So. All right, man. So the Giants, listen, man, personally, I feel like Eli got to go. I just don't know what the answer is because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't really watch college football like that to know who's coming out, who they should draft. But what I do know is they need to move on from Eli the same way the Knicks need to move on from Melo. And if you're a Knicks fan out there, right now, tell me if I'm wrong for the Knicks getting rid of Carmelo Anthony, right? If we kept Carmelo, would we be better off if we kept him, right? The answer is probably no, right? We got Porzingis, we moved on, we got some young cats, new coach, right? So the longer the Giants keep Eli, the more they're going to stay in that mud, I'm just saying. Eli, listen, we're going to retire you one day, we're going to celebrate you, but you got to go. But
sometimes you got to destroy and rebuild,
right.
Sometimes you got to just tear shit down to get it going, again. So, and that's what the Knicks did. You got to tear that shit down and rebuild.
You got to tear down and rebuild, man. You head to head, man. So if you didn't know, you watch them chop, chop it up. No, not chop, that's the food show. Chop it up, your man fantastic. Similar with JD Mack, I want to say shout out to the BKGs, of course, my man, Young Fresh, you know where you at, you know what I'm saying? What up?
We see you, boy, we see you.
My man, Joe Kidd, aka Mello.
Man.
Everybody else, man. So this is Chop It Up. It's been a while since you guys see me do something.
That train in the
background, right? You know I'm not in New York, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's a clue. That's a hint. That's a clue.
So,
right?
I'm on the road. We be moving, we vibing, right? You had the train out there, right?
Yeah, that ain't the subway train. That's not MTA train.
Nah, that ain't the A train.
That's not the A train.
You know what I'm saying? That's the Monopoly train. You know what I'm saying? The real train, right?
So, before we move on though, damn, that train going in.
Yo, we out here for real though,
Before we move on though, what you drinking though? I see you drinking over there. You got a cup.
Damn, normally I tell you listen, man, I'm not gonna say, what's going on today because it's a special day today, but right now, I'm on the African American Hennessy right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the Afro American Hennessy with the Afro and all that kind of stuff right in the cup, man. What you drinking on? You want to check my cup game? What you drinking on?
I'm on that Caucasian Hennessy. I'm on that Caucasian Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? We're keeping it black and white over here.
All right, so Hennessy, if you out there listening, right, y'all got to make a gray Hennessy, right? Because we got the black Hennessy, we got the white Hennessy, black and white make gray. So we need gray Hennessy out here because we need to combine this. Whatever, man. We out here clowning, but we chopping it up right now. So we spoke about sports. My man JD Mack, first time on the show, first of many. So we spoke about some sports, right? So we're gonna talk about current events, right? So JD, man, Mac, what's currently going on right now in the world that grinds your gears? That's grinding your gears.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I tried.
Give us something that's grinding your gears. You want to go into.
I mean, obviously, the hot topic you can always fall back on is the president.
Oh my God.
you know. So,
this cat took it. Yeah.
but you know, I try to stay away from that because I think a lot of what's happening there is just noise, right? And we kind of regurgitate a lot of the garbage that's being shown on TV. And although you can get tidbits of information, I encourage people to just like read and pick up a paper or something, because a lot of viewpoints we miss from watching the network TVs. They have an agenda on those network TVs.
Right.
So they're gonna push whatever they gotta push to get people to watch, right? Sometimes you have these dedicated writers and reporters that go out in the field and do research, independent research, and they write good shit. So I would encourage people to pick up a paper every now and again and try to remove yourself from the TV aspect of news things, because their opinions are valuable and they talk some good shit. Now, and I can make some recommendations on certain papers, but the goal really is to just kind of move away from the visual aspect and kind of absorb from what's being written and from a researcher's perspective and just digesting that. But man, there's so much shit going on in this world, man. It's just crazy. Like the earthquake just happened up in Alaska. You know, that's a big deal. They had a 7.7 something like that magnitude earthquake.
Shout to Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska, man. That's crazy. Crazy what's happening right there.
I think Alaska, it's illegal to have liquor in Alaska also.
Illegal?
Like that.
I didn't even know that.
So nice. So shout to Alaska.
Shout to Alaska,
you know, going back to your point about, you know, the current event topic, you chose the president and all that, you know, political stuff. You know, you guys know I never really get into politics because you know, that's like religion, right? You talk about politics and religion, you know, a fucking fist fight to break down and shit. So, you know, it is crazy though, man, you know, the way it is, but, listen, man, it is what it is, man. You know, all I can say personally to y'all out there, man, is just use your mind, like my man just said, read, pick up a book, don't believe the propaganda, you know, don't believe everything, you know, you first hear it, get a second opinion, right? You go to the doctor, right? The doctor says, oh, you got this, that, no, get another opinion, right? So, get a second opinion, right? So, it's crazy out here, but in the meantime, though, realize that, you know, you make a difference, you know, you matter, you know, you count, whether you voting or you working out here in these streets and trying to make a difference, man. You know, you matter. Don't believe that you don't matter, man, because you're alive, you got breath in your lungs, you matter. Yeah. So we're gonna go past that and keep it positive on another level. So, entertainment, music-wise, you know, hip hop. Yes, throw your hands in there. What happened to that? Like, where we at with that?
I don't know, man. Everybody doing drugs right now, so they don't know what it is, man. I don't know, man. Everybody popping pills, popping perks. That's what it is right now. But hey, you know, I ain't gonna down those people. I ain't gonna down that youth because you know, at some point, what we liked, you know, our parents thought it was bad, you know. It's an evolutionary thing, right? It's constantly changing. So there's a lot of good young music that's out here that's happening, and I'm talking like I'm an old man. I don't consider myself an old man, but I'm somewhere in between where I'm young enough to know what's happening in the streets right now, but I do have a nostalgic feel for hip hop as well. So, and I appreciate both ends of it. And there's some things about the new stuff I like, and there's stuff that I don't like.
Right.
But you know. Me, big topic this weekend, Meek Millie, Philly's own Meek Millie. You know what I'm saying?
Let's slow down a little bit. Let's pump the brakes. Slow down. You from Philly. You mentioned earlier you went to school in Temple. You know, you lived in Philly for a little while. You Brooklyn bred, and you got a little sauce out of Philly to you, right? So, you know, listen, you know, I think only Meek Mill, he came a long way, you know, from the trial and being locked up and beef with Drake, all that kind of stuff, right? So, the album he just put out, right? I haven't heard the album. I can't critique it. Yeah. So what you give the album out of 5 mics?
Man,
or is it too early for me to ask you that question?
I listened to it once straight through, and I listened to it in pieces, and it just came out last night.
Okay.
Right. So I think it's still too early for me to really give a good assessment. I'll definitely come back to chop it up to do that if that's what y'all want. You know? So I can do that, but just from my initial take on it, I think it was put together really well. I think it has a nice mix of that. Remember I mentioned nostalgia, nice mix of that. People who appreciate hip hop, they're gonna hear some songs on here that's gonna take them back to a time when you were like hip hop. So
right.
that there's a little bit of that in there. Some classic beats in there that they kind of remixed and went with. A lot of good features, man, and our favorites.
Hey, yo, Mello.
Our favorites. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good album so far, but I can't give it a mic number yet. I can't give it a mic number yet.
So can we expect a mic number next episode?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll digest that shit. I'm gonna chop that shit up. We're gonna break that shit down.
Right.
Because
yo, no plug. We're gonna chop that shit up.
Yeah.
All right,
yes,
cool.
Sir.
All right. So I'm gonna play a game when it comes to music, with you because you guys know I've been doing this shit by myself, but my man JD Mack in the building. Shouts to the BKGs, right? We're gonna play a game or a segment called OR, right? OR, right? So JD Mack, Biggie or Tupac?
Shit, like I don't know why
Come on,
people
son.
do this, like
Biggie or Tupac?
For me, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from the East Coast. There's an impact that Biggie had on me that Tupac didn't have. Now, I'm not saying Tupac wasn't great. There's certain things about.
Got the notifications.
Oh, okay. It's just certain things about Biggie that I really appreciated, as far as wordplay, as far as the time in the music that me living in Brooklyn could really relate to. I was young, but I was still old enough to be able to say what was happening. And as we talk about this,
shout to the BKG, man.
we got a special guest that just come through right now.
Yo, have a seat, my brother. Come on,
Come on, sit down, man.
Yo, hold that. So listen, man. Yo, this is Chop It Up right here, man. You got my man JD Mack. This guy right here to my left, to your right. Mello. We're gonna meet him in a minute. Don't hold on. So we in the middle of a segment called OR. I just asked JD Mack, right? Biggie or Tupac, right? So he right now he humming around a little bit.
I'm dancing around, but
Biggie
for good reason.
Tupac.
For good reason.
So Biggie.
So I'm gonna say Biggie, right? Because I'm Brooklyn through and through. I like wordplay. I like.
Yo, shouts to Queens,
yo,
man.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Southside, man.
Listen. I like wordplay. I appreciate what Tupac contributed to the hip hop community. Tupac was deep on a level that Biggie was not. But I'm going with Biggie because I like to be entertained, and I think Biggie more so made me rewind the tape and say, he said that? Tupac never really made me say it. He said that because exactly. So like Pac said what he said, and I didn't have to think twice about what he said. Like it was clear.
So all right. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? So you have to go back and listen to Biggie, but even though Pac was clearer off the gate, but then it stick longer because it was. More like bang, oh shit,
and I like that
changes.
I like
racist faces.
I like that you said that because now that I'm older, I appreciate
it. Sticks, right?
It stuck. But during the time of Biggie, it was like I was more fascinated with him using words in a different way, like the science behind the way he rapped, right? So the similes and the metaphors he would relate certain things to certain things and be like, oh. How did he relate this to that?
Right.
How did this? And that was the hip hop that I appreciated at that point in time. I love Tupac. Tupac made perfect and clear, absolute sense, and it was meaningful. It was deep. But as a youth, I wasn't really like, oh damn, this brother's deep. It was too much for me at a young age like that. But I liked the wordplay that Biggie came with. So he had more of an impact for me at that age, and I appreciate Pac for sure. But I gotta say Big.
All right, cool. So listen, man, we're gonna catch up. I'm gonna let him, tell you who he is. But Chop It Up, your man, fantastic. JD Mack. As of right now, he just broke it down where he's from. Brooklyn dude, went to Philly, went to Temple, NBA, smart, educated thug. Came out the streets. The business ish, you want to holler at some, the numbers. He'll let you know. But he's a Yankee fan. Wah. We fuck with the Giants together. We fuck with the Knicks together. He don't fuck with hockey. I do. I'm a Rangers fan. So shouts to the BKG. And BKG stands for Black Kings and Gang, because it's Black King Gang, right? So the Black King Gang is mostly here. We're missing one member, but it's all good. Shout to the man, Young Fresh. But to my right, JD Mack, right? So my left, which is your right. Yo, tell me who you is.
Okay. Mellow.
Don't you get in the frame, bro? Come on, slide.
You know what? I'm gonna get them a drink, right? I'm gonna let these two cats take over the show. Get used to their face, because you're gonna be featured on it a lot more. So keep in mind, we're on the road, undisclosed location. You heard the train track in the back, right? You see what I'm wearing, right? It's 80 degrees out here, right? So we can keep it on some other-ish, right?
Oh, another hint. I got white Henny.
Alright. So, Mellow, Brooklyn, all that NBA shit. Nah. Successful though. Alright? I can tell you that. Leader first, family man, and that's it. Keep it basic. We on the road. Tell you, I'm very familiar with this place though.
Got Baxter in the frame.
That's all I got for you. Yo, Scotch.
So mellow.
So Mellow, yo.
Alright.
Here I go. So Mellow, who you fuck with? Mets, Yankees, what up?
I like underdogs, right? So I do Mets, right? I
Alright,
do Brooklyn.
This is why, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with my man right here.
I don't do the Giants, I do the Jets.
Oh, this guy right here.
Only because I like underdogs.
The Jets, though.
I like underdogs, you know what I mean?
So you like losing?
I like the
You like the struggle?
I like the struggle, because I like people that when they win it means something. Alright? You expect the Yankees to win, but when the Mets win, it's like, oh, that's a big deal. So I keep it basic. Yeah, man. Biggie or Pac? Biggie. Just because I'm a Brooklyn dude.
That's the only reason?
Only reason. I
Nothing.
don't really like Pac. I never really liked it. I think he wishy-washy. He started off one way, finished off another way, and he let environment change him every time, which it should to a certain degree.
Don't you think that's a sign of evolution
It's
as
a
an
sign of
artist,
growth.
though?
It should, but I think you could evolve and still be consistent, right? And I think if you take Hove, right? Hove evolved, but he's the same dude.
Whoa, what did he get there?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Jay-Z or Nas?
We jumping
Jay-Z
the
or
gun.
Nas?
We jumping the gun, huh?
Jay-Z.
We
You know
jumping the
why?
gun.
Because I'm Brooklyn through and through. But that's a good example of the evolution where he's still the same man, evolved all the way through.
Alright, so listen, we chopping, right? We spoke to JD Mack, now Mel doing the conversation, right? So football, who you fuck with? The Jets or just the underdog?
Jets, because of the underdog.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
Alright, so baseball underdog, you fuck with the Mets.
But my favorite basketball team is Chicago, though.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Okay, all right.
Inquiring minds would like to know. What the fuck?
Just like my dad was a Jordan fan. And back when basketball and Michael
basketball?
Jackson videos, like when Jordan played and when Michael Jackson was on TV, you were home, right? So I was always a Jordan fan. So my favorite basketball team is actually Chicago, because I'm not a wishy-washy person. So I stuck with it. Whether they suck now or not, I'm a Chicago fan.
So is LeBron better than Jordan?
Yo, man. So.
LeBron or Jordan, right? LeBron or Jordan, that's the question.
You know what? Here's why I think it's different, right? You can't really ever tell that, and that's why I think Kobe even has some things better than LeBron, because Kobe came up in the beginning of that old era where basketball was still tough, where people punched you in your face, and the ref, you didn't get ejected. The ref pulled you apart and said, that's a foul. All right, take your 2 shots, and then you got back on the court, and you got a sneak elbow, and they didn't call it because they knew it was coming. So I think basketball was different then. I think, so I think Jordan came up in a tougher era of basketball, but I do think there's more skill now, so to average the numbers that LeBron averaged, and he does it inside, I think he's more of an inside-outside player. Jordan did it inside, but he did it against tougher characters, against real big men. LeBron is technically a big man. He's not the biggest man, but he's a big man compared to the other players. So I think that's where it's different for me.
All right, so we got into the or next topic, LeBron or Jordan. So Jordan
yeah.
Jordan for me.
Jordan for you? I gotta say LeBron.
Don't be that
man.
guy. Don't be that. Don't be that
guy, man. I gotta be that guy, man. I gotta be. What's a show without an opposing opinion, right?
Stephen A.
This is a good one, though,
okay.
and this is a valid argument, right? So here's why I choose LeBron, right? LeBron is doing things at his size that no guy 6'8", 260 pounds has done, right? Consistently.
Agreed.
He's a premier outside shooter.
Yeah.
He's
Whoa. Premier outside shooter?
Absolutely. You know how
Mid-range.
many game winners?
Mid-range.
How many game winners
Shooter?
this guy?
Mid-range.
For a guy his size, he can do everything
Don't
on
forget
the court.
though, Jordan was his size.
No,
Jordan was 2
no.
inches shorter than him.
No, but Jordan was not 260 pounds.
No.
Jordan was 198 pounds.
But that's my point. And Jordan played inside, outside. He will dunk on you. He'll do that. He'll take that shot from outside, and he was dunking on Will Purdue, on Blythe.
on plumbers.
Pat Ewing.
On Pat Ewing. You know what I'm saying?
Ball on the shoulder.
Yes, I understand.
Google
that.
that. Jordan puts balls on Ewing's shoulder.
Hold that.
Damn, why y'all shitting on the neck? Like, damn,
I'm
just
just
somebody
saying,
else. All right, so here's my thing with LeBron. Like, LeBron, he's one of those players that, it's a once in a lifetime kind of player thing. You're not going to see guys like him, come around in the league that can do everything on both ends of the floor, can have a dynamic impact on both ends of the floor. He consistently, although he has been to the championships a certain amount and has lost, quite a few times. But you got to look at the dynamics behind him. He put teams on his back and got him there. You know what I'm saying? So,
I agree with that.
All right. Let me rebuttal, right? So my man JD Mack, he's flying his discus, his LeBron discus, right? And you remember Duck Hunt, right? Google Duck Hunt if you don't know who Duck Hunt is, right? This is me right here. Bah! Right? So this is why I can't give LeBron the GOAT over Jordan, right? LeBron had to leave Cleveland and go and join another superstar that was already established to get his first chip.
And a lot of
Jordan didn't leave Chicago to go to Celtics to play with Bird or to go to Lakers to play with Magic. Jordan said, I'm going to stay in Chicago. So people say, oh, well, he had Pippen. Right, but Pippen was drafted. Pippen didn't come to Chicago like LeBron went to Wade. So I don't want to hear about, well, he had Pippen. Right, they drafted Pippen. They locked up, right?
Right, they got lucky. They got a good player, and that was it.
So Jordan stuck it out, and Jordan he defeated Isaiah to get to a title. He defeated Magic to get to a title. He got past Bird and the Celtics to get to a title. He got past. Listen, y'all can clown the Knicks if you're a big hater. That Knicks team was tight, man.
Tough. Oakley and them.
Jordan got past the Knicks how many years, right? Reggie Miller, another great. So Jordan got through so much competition by sticking it out in his situation.
Right. He denied a lot of good players.
Situation. LeBron said, you know what?
Charles Barkley don't got a ring.
Right.
You're the reason why a lot of people don't have it. But
Malone, Stockton, Drex got to leave Portland and go to the Rockets to get a ring because Jordan denied him and the other dude. So my whole point, and to wrap it up, is this is why I think Jordan's the GOAT, because he stuck it out where he was at. He didn't have to go and join up with
right. And I agree with all your points. I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying from an individual type player perspective. Like, I think what he brings to the table, you don't see that, and I think the fact that his numbers are where they are, and he still has 5 years to go. Yeah. He's gonna be the leading scorer in the league.
But hold on, hit my rebuttal again, right?
What?
When did LeBron come in the league? At what age?
I mean, we can't.
18, right?
18.
If you average Jordan's career as far as points per year and minutes and scoring,
if you take a median,
right? If Jordan came in the league at 18, right, and he averaged what he averaged from when he came in the league, like 20-some years old, Jordan might be he would be further ahead in points than he is now, because the dynamic is different, right?
I mean, what's his name? LeBron in the league.
18.
18
years old. No, more than like 14 years. LeBron, what, 33?
He's one of the most senior players in the league right now, which is crazy.
Right. So Jordan, LeBron. JD Mack going with LeBron. So
I just gotta bring the reasons why.
But how about this? Yeah. I actually think Kobe is
Better
better
than LeBron?
than LeBron.
I think so too.
And why so?
What you got to say to that?
I have. Listen, I like Kobe
Okay,
too,
but
but
to the same point,
Yeah.
because just everything you just said LeBron did, Kobe did.
I think Kobe, like who mentioned that he came from an era where it was like, you
Yes.
had to play like that,
Yeah.
right? It was like a killer
He was a
instinct.
killer.
type play. That's the
And-
one
and I
thing.
think he's a killer.
that-
That's the one.
That's the one
He's a
thing that he
killer.
edges over LeBron
Yeah,
for
a
me
straight
is that
killer.
killer, that
Yeah.
killer instinct
Right.
that LeBron don't have, and
So then, I mean, you're saying then Kobe's better than Jordan.
no, I'm saying that. I'm
And
saying
you
that.
said Jordan or LeBron.
I am
You said
saying LeBron. I am
We
saying.
chopping it up.
I'm
See?
saying
No,
LeBron.
we chop it up. You know
You
what
said
I'm saying?
LeBron better than
Shout out
Jordan.
to BKG. You
I'm
know what
saying
saying?
LeBron is a once in a lifetime player that has done some amazing things, and I think
He's just era's best player for
just
sure.
hands down,
For sure.
And I think Kobe is. I think Jordan is next, and then Kobe.
This guy right here. You know what? We chop it up. Everybody's opinion matters, right? So we can respect what he's saying.
He said this.
And for all you kids out there watching the show, don't do drugs because clearly he's on drugs.
Just alcohol.
Just thinking that shit because
Listen, man, it's a different day, man, different time.
you're
yo.
right. No, definitely don't, man. But,
LeBron is playing against
Now-
skilled players. Remember, you said that everybody's more skilled.
They're more skilled,
it's a
but they don't
different-
have it because, and we talked about this earlier.
But why are they more skilled? Are they more skilled because the rules allow them
Right.
to utilize their skills more?
You can finesse the game differently because you can dribble around. Before
There's no
you-
hand
you-
checking
Yeah,
no
try
more.
doing this. You had two hands.
But
on
you don't
it,
think
brother.
somebody 6'8", 260 pounds would have fared well in that league?
He would.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
no,
So
okay,
he
here you
would've.
go. Tell you the truth.
He
I think
definitely
LeBron would have did well in that league. LeBron would have did well, but I think he also and why I say that is because LeBron doesn't get the call he should now because he's the biggest guy in the league. So he might actually have did a little better. He actually might have got more calls because the league was more physical and it kind of it would have been a little more tit for tat. Because I think right now you don't. Back then you saw the foul, like boom, like
Right.
they hit you.
Teeth
Now-
fell out.
yeah, now
Like-
because they're smaller than him, they don't. Even though he's getting fouled, you don't see it on him, but he's getting fouled. Like I've seen dudes grab him and let no call. So I agree with you. I think he would have did well, right? But because he didn't have that killer instinct, which he doesn't have, right? I don't know how well because everybody was a killer. Like you had dudes. It was like hockey. You had dudes whose job was
To be goons.
to be a goon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Knock some teeth down.
That doesn't
Teeth out,
exist
yeah.
anymore.
Right,
Like
right.
Lance Stevenson is the closest to that right now.
Right.
And
He from Brooklyn too, right?
Yeah, but what he do? He blow in the air. Like that's not what they did back then.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
They bitch your ear.
Yeah, bitch
You
your
know what I'm
ass.
saying?
So it's different. That's where it's
They
different.
bitch your ear. But listen. So we in the middle of our or segment, right? So we said Biggie or Tupac. We got our consensus. We said LeBron or Jordan. So I'm pretty much sure I'm gonna be alone on this next one. Nas
Nah.
or Jay-Z.
Oh man.
Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z.
Can you go first?
Okay.
Nas or Jay-Z.
Yo, Jay-Z, right?
Wow.
So many reasons, but I think we touched on the consistency. He was who he was when he got here. He's still that dude.
A white Soviet fan? A white Soviet fan?
Yo, listen.
In my lifetime? Oh, I'm getting my bad.
Yeah.
Who's thinking?
Yeah, but you know what though? That food nigga, that Hawaiian Sophie, ain't far off from stuff he does now. That's not far off from Big Pimpin'. You know what I mean? It's not far off. He's consistent. You know what I mean? And I was listening because I was listening to Girls, 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 right? And I was like, damn, how he said girls, girls, girls?
Yo, we need you back in the frame, my dude. You know what
Alright.
I'm saying? Let them
So
see
look,
you with.
I was like,
You know what
how
I'm
you
saying?
do girls, 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 and then you end up with Beyonce, right? But then he had a line in the song that says, not saying it will never happen, right? Just saying not today. So he's consistent, and I feel that, and I think he called Nas out on that, right? Like it's a black girl law, shorty owe you for ice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
had to
think-
bring that up. So,
But I think it goes back to what we mentioned earlier, is that evolution of that artist, right? So obviously he's not going to be a one-woman man
Yeah.
when he's in his late, his late teens and early 20s, talking about
yeah,
that. So
but he let us know. But what was cool, he had the foresight to say, "I will evolve." Not today.
So you going with Jay?
I was like, hey, Nas who?
Word?
Queen.
Cool.
so what we got?
You already know, man. Escobar all day, man. I love
Escobar
Nas, man.
season.
I respect Jay-Z. Jay-Z is definitely
Don't Nas work for Jay?
all time great. All time great. But listen, man, or Nas
Why?
for me, man. I think Nas, the craft, right? I think Jay-Z, you think about his greatness, the lifestyle of hip hop what it represents, right? You know, you look at it from the outside.
So are you going just lyrical or what they bring? to
Not
the game?
overall. You know, if you look at
Overall
overall,
influence
you know,
on-
Jay-Z's overall
The
like,
best.
yo, this guy right here, yo.
I'm just.
Yo, we hit it on this location. He might have been on the grave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, listen. You know, to your point though, I think Jay is better all around.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
As far as when it comes to hip hop, right?
All right.
Storytelling,
Uh-huh.
Nas is better.
I don't know.
Right? I think lyrics, Nas is better. But I think as far as like business wise, what the game evolved to from where it is now,
Wait.
I think Jay-Z, the consistency, you know, I think Jay has been more consistent. Honestly, he's been more consistent, you know, for who he is. And I think Jay-Z is more of a popular rapper, right? Most kids know about Jay-Z rather than Nas because like Pac, you mentioned earlier with Pac, a lot of Nas's lyrics or albums or era went over a lot of folks' head. They weren't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Jay, when Jay spoke, it resonated right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think from that aspect, you know, I see why the rebuttal is there for Jay. But I think Nas is better overall because when it comes to just like lyrics, flow, wordplay,
Nah, I can't give you that. If
I
you
think
said
Nas is better.
if you said who's the deeper rapper, I think consistently I'd say Nas. Right?
lyrics, who's better lyrically?
I think
It's about 1 to 5 mics. Who had the most five? How many mics Jay-Z had in the source? If you know the source, Google the source. So how many 5 mics album Jay-Z had?
But don't forget, I think that when you think back now and you look at it, there was a lot of politics.
Oh hell,
There's a lot of politics behind it, you know?
No, it's more politics now than back then. Back then it was an ear test. You hear it, that's dope. That's whack. That's okay. I think Nas resonated more lyrically back then. Nas got 2 5 mic albums. He got 2 5 mic albums.
Okay.
How much
That's
does Jay
fine.
have?
That's
Probably
fine.
Google that for me.
You know, but it's so dope. Those albums is crazy. Crazy. How many records he sold?
It depends. What you're talking
And
about.
see, but that's my point. If he was so dope, cause I think
But popularity,
but I
my
think-
point, popularity,
but I think
Jay
the-
got it,
But I
right?
think the stats are the stats, right?
Right, popularity. Jay said numbers lie. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't,
That was
right?
dope. So I think this is where.
So popularity, Jay got it.
Yeah, I think that's where, and I think the popularity comes from his lyrics being better.
Yo, matter of fact, the other day was you playing Nas in your car?
I was cleaning my hubcaps. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yo, JD back, man. Yo, where you
Listen,
at,
man. Yo, my
Nas
take.
or Jay-Z?
My take on this is Nas. No. I'm a Jay-Z. I'm going with Jay-Z. Here's my.
Yo, put it together,
But
man.
yeah, nah, you ain't gotta bring that out, man. We not home, man. But
We undisclosed location right now. You're
Undisclosed location.
Right? There's a train going by and shit. Not in Brooklyn right now.
listen,
Or Queens.
the only reason why I'm saying Jay is because, again, when he was most popular and most influential was when I was a very influenced youth, right? And the lyrics that he presented, I was able to resonate with that. It made sense to me. It was wordplay. Once again, he was cut it from the same cloth as Biggie. So if you rewind this, or do they even say rewind now? But if you go back
Right.
earlier, my conversation about Biggie was that.
Google Rewind.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, yeah.
Double tap.
So, so if you go back, you would know that I said that I was very interested in wordplay and the use of words and the similes, the metaphors, and how he made things, come to life just from using his words, right? So Jay-Z was cut from that same cloth, and I appreciate Jay-Z for that. But I do respect Nas, and I enjoy Nas, but I always gave Jay-Z the edge because of that wordplay, and that was important.
Because it chose holes. That's rapper division. Oh, sorry.
So
My niggas about that shit.
Yeah.
All right, so where you going with? You going with Jay?
I'm going with Jay.
All right, cool. We gotta respect that, you know. So we got Jay, Nas, Jay. All right, so we're gonna keep it or for a couple more seconds, right? Winter or summer?
Winter. And not really winter. I'm more of a fall dude. Like I love to get
Hey. Winter or summer?
Winter with no snow. Cause
Alright,
it'll
winter.
fucking get tense.
Facts. You know, you from New York, you understand what that means. Winter or summer?
Summer, man.
Summer.
I always enjoyed the summertime. I just like being outside, being outdoors, enjoying the weather, enjoying the women, scantily clad women.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, you know what I'm saying? That's
Perfect.
just, you know, that's just what it is. Summertime. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is in the summertime, man.
Nah, you know what though?
You
You know,
enjoy that.
I mean, no. Now I'm getting a little bit more mature. I'm not getting older. I'm getting more mature, more seasoned. I gotta say summer because you know, I hate the winter time. Fall or spring?
See.
Fall or
Okay, if we could, I didn't know we were doing that. If we're gonna do that,
Yo, we're chopping up, baby.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Chop it up.
If we're gonna do that, I'll take summer and then take fall.
Winter or summer?
That's what I'm saying. Fuck winter, I'll take summer. And then I'll take fall, because fall is it. Fall is the best season.
Fall or spring? Yeah. You know
fall
what?
is the best season.
I'm gonna go fall too.
Best season.
I'm gonna fall back to fall.
Oh, I like the spring, man.
This nigga
New
wants
life,
to stop and
man.
spell the roses.
Yeah, man, it's that new life, man. It's like niggas be inside all winter long waiting to get outside. As soon as that temperature, you know, get to that right number, niggas is out. So that's why I like the spring. Like you just be outside, it's that anticipation of warm weather. Like you really appreciate that warm weather as soon as it hits. So that's what I like.
I think there is a build up. There's no build up to fall, but when fall hit, and that crisp air hit, like, oh, you wake up like, I'm gonna throw on a suede today. Like, you know, I'm gonna put on them chuckers. It's like, that's when you feel it. You feel it. You know what I mean?
All right, so there we go. So we done with the or segment. So we're gonna wrap it up with the last segment, which I like to usually, you know, always talk about. So we're gonna talk about relationships, right?
Oh man.
But you got to get into specifics or details, right, about everybody's business. So, you know, you guys have got my spin on where I stand with relationships and, you know, between, you know, men and women or whatever tickles your fancy. So, JD Mack, so the state of relationships, where we at?
You know, it's a confusing time, man. I think with the addition of all kinds of social media that's out there, like the Tinders and all of that stuff, I think it's a culture of like just hookups, like
Facts.
hookup culture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want to go on a date, it's easy. Just push a button. You know, and I think you lose a lot of that. And people are less inclined to engage in a relationship because they always have that option, and and it's very easy to go move on to the next person. So it's kind of we're in a weird state. You know, you have some people that are traditional, but then it's
The means
tough.
to get there aren't traditional.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just it's weird, man. It's a weird state right now.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, 100%.
Where you at, Mello? Like
100%. I think
relationships. Where we at, man?
Yeah, I agree. I think people don't take the time to know people no more, and because just everything else is so fast. Like I remember how I met my first relationship and my longest relationship, and it was like, you know, first of all, we're in the train with earbuds on, so you're not meeting nobody the same way, right? Then you're at work in your cubicle with earbuds on. You're not meeting people the same way, so then it's just screwed up. You know what I mean? So it's just not the same. So I think nowadays, if you have a good one, keep it. Yeah.
So for all of you out there, you know, understand that you know, I am, you know, a little bit older than these cats right here, right? You know, so you hear these.
Oh, it's his birthday. Whoa, it's his birthday.
Yeah, that's tomorrow's episode though, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
if you wake up, whoa.
No, so tomorrow's episode, you know, we're gonna celebrate the birthday, you know, with the dollar bill flying, you know, and the ass cheeks clapping, you know. So put the kids to bed. That's not for them to see and shit, but you know, understand, like, you know, I'm a little bit older than these cats right here, a little bit, you know, and they're talking about how it used to be. So it goes to show that when a lot of folks who are a little bit older, you know, talk about how it used to be, people think, oh, you old, you know what it is. No, but honestly, a lot of shit has changed. Not within like 15, 20 years, like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's different out here because you know, it has changed. So we're gonna go a little deeper. You know, so as far as like the black state, the African American state, whatever you want to refer to, relationships, what's going on in our communities, but you know, the lack of family and support, you know, and all what's going on, like JD Mack, you know, you went to college, you know, you mentioned earlier, you know, you took different routes for like, you know, higher education, and we respect and we love that. So what's your thoughts on what's going on in the state of relationship between, you know, the black man and the black
I
woman?
think right now,
it's a big opportunity for us, man.
well, I'll speak on what I've noticed just from my friend base and things like that. I have friends, black women friends that are high educated, and they have the most trouble finding men that meet their standard, right? So it's tough for them. Like, I kind of feel bad for a lot of the women that I know because they have high standards, as they should, and they've raised the bar so much, and they're expecting the men to step up as well. So a lot of times they're having issues, and it's not to the fault of our own. I think it's societal issues that black men face as well that kind of positions us in a way of failure that we've had to deal with for a very long time.
So great point, right? So I think society rather see the black woman progress than the black man, right? Because I think society is scared of black men in power. Right?
For sure.
So they will rather see a black woman succeed and progress because they know that I put pressure on the black man.
But then it's just the less of two evils.
Right. So to the black women that you know who are in a position where they're looking for someone with their equal, right? Because they've been given the opportunity to move on. And a lot of black women out here, they've taken the opportunity. You know, they weren't given the opportunity. They went and they took it, right? Listen, man, you know, sometimes I can get pulled over being a black male. I can get charged for you know, driving on a license, right? You know, I live up to the cops about it's nonsense. I'm a taxpayer, right? Next thing you know, I'm just in an arrest. I'm being cooperative. That misdemeanor turns to a felony. Now my life is ruined. Now I got a felony on my record. As a black man, I can't get a great job. I had a great job, lost that job, right? The same other male of a different ethnicity gets the same exact pullover, but you know what? He can lip up to the cop. He can talk crazy.
It's okay,
It
sir.
stays a misdemeanor.
Have a good
right?
day, sir.
So the point is, a lot of black men have been thrown into a box of where like they're trying to ruin us. So when they ruin us, right, the black women look down on us, where it's like, you know, you're not meeting my standards. Well, I understand I'm meeting your standards, but the circumstance I've been faced with has been harsher for me as opposed to you, right? Because they wanted that way, right? You know, back in the 70s and stuff, they spoke about how the plot was to separate the black family. And they know separation is the key, right? Divide and conquer, right? Separate them, you can conquer them, right? So the black women feel as though they don't need a black man, right? I'm independent, right? I don't need you because we're given opportunities to become doctors, lawyers. And now they're out there as doctors and lawyers with a black man at. Why? Because 15 years ago, I got charged with a misdemeanor. Now it's a felony because I lipped off. And now it's a felony. I never got a job again and got back on my feet. So 15 years later, I can't meet your quota because I was unfairly, you know, thrown in a box. So I say all that to say that a lot of brothers out here, man, you know, we get, you know, it's harsher, you know, for black men in certain things, right? Because it's designed that way to keep us separated from our black women because they look down on us because you're not on my level because of X, Y, and Z. So what do you say to the, you know, the black women who are educated and they can't find a man to meet their status quo? But a lot of them don't understand why certain black men are in that status quo that can't meet their requirements.
Yeah, I think just understanding, do it together. Like, I think people should complement each other, but also lift each other if they're in that relationship. And I think people forget that. It's like, if that's the right one for you, then help them be better.
But let's ask a question though. How many times, you know, have you had a run with the law, right? And you feel as though you've been treated unfairly, harshly?
Man, yo, I can tell you. I mean, anybody who know me, you know, I like nice things. I've had nice cars since I was young, you know. But I work for mine. Like,
Right.
but they pull over, and the question is not even like, hey, you're speeding. It's like, hey, what do you do? What kind of question is that? I think there's an assumption that because we have nice things that you do, you work hard, the assumption is there's no way he did this the right way.
As a black man, but a black woman, I feel like, sometimes they get a benefit of the doubt because right. And that's by design, because at the end of the day, it's like, the black woman is yearning for the black man, but a lot of black men, not all of them, a lot of black men are being, unfairly subjected to harsh situations where it ruins their lives, right? Because the less you got to choose from, the less you have to choose. Mm. So this is why a lot of black women out there who are successful and up there feel as though they can't find someone to reach their status quo, because it's been designed that way to thin out the field, right? Mm. So it gets them feeling like, I don't need a black man. I can just, be single and not multiply, be fruitful, or I could just have a kid and raise by my own, because listen,
but
man,
the good ones, they know, right? So they know the struggles, and they are. I know a lot of women that do have these higher level education and degrees and all of that, and they understand that. They understand that aspect, so they are a little bit more open.
It's definitely out there.
To that, and open and accepting, and they also understand the importance of, like you said, lifting each other up, and that's the family dynamic that needs to be reintroduced. We get in a position where we feel like we have to compete with one another because
right.
That's how we were always taught. Like, once you get a little taste of success, I'm not a part of this anymore, right. or yeah. I'm better than you because you're supposed to get that success and share it with your people and grow everybody around you. So, and that's a mindset that we removed the collective mindset. We return to this individualistic mindset.
People always talk about Jews and stuff, but they stick together. Mm-hmm. And essentially a lot of them hold each other up or keep it within them. And if everybody did that more, or saw everybody as one and did that, things could be a lot different.
Mm-hmm. So Mello, like, as far as like relationship wise, black man, black woman, like, what's our biggest obstacle, man? Like what do you think, is the main thing that's like blocking us right now?
So it's a combination, man. I think if you look at right now the younger, I think it's they listen to TV and music too much and get caught up in that. I think on another level, some of it's just stupidity. Like, we don't pay attention to what's really good out there, and we fuck up. And that's both ways. That's,
they just want to do it with a beard. So you got a beard, dog. You got to get all the girls. I don't have a beard, so I can't get a girl. So that is stupid stuff like that that they see. And
or you want an Instagram girl instead of a girl who does HR and has a master's, right? You rather do the Instagram thing instead of chase something that's long term gonna make you better. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that Instagram girl, but that shouldn't be your first choice just because she's that. I think to that point, I think people look at what's now instead of saying, what's the long term outcome and what's gonna make me happy from that. So I think, thinking about, I think go back to basics. Like, do you want your relationship for now, or do you want your relationship from now to your 90? And I think if you think about it that way, maybe then you'll think about the bigger picture. So yeah, I think stupidity though, man. Stupidity gets a lot of
just outside influences. You can't really be influenced by the outside world. You gotta have your own set of core values and stay true to those core values and what's important to you, man. And then if somebody you attracted to is willing to, falls within that set of guidelines that you've established for yourself, that's an opportunity for you to build something and grow something. So
yeah, and chase it, fight for it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
We chopping it up, man. Sports, music, entertainment, relationships, all kinds of stuff, man. So we on this post right now in our location, we come in one take. This ain't no edited version. This is just record and speak and send. So this is what it is. It's been a while since we did this, but we back. Once again, you guys used to probably see me, Dolo, fantastic, but. Shouts to the BKGs and the BKGs B to my right.
JD Mack.
Mellow Man.
To my left, Mellow Man. Yo, shouts to Young Fresh, man. Young Fresh, no, you know what I'm saying? You know, we see you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna do like that. But stay tuned for a couple more episodes on this undisclosed location. You know, it's Friday. We getting the weekend started.
There's some snippets for the weekend. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
crazy.
Trying
My
to get
man's 97 today.
Got my Birdman hand rubbed going.
97
I
today.
got my Moses on right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to part the Red Sea. You know what I'm saying? And see what the fuck's out there. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna do like this, man. So, yo, you see it. You know, we out here, we sipping, we chilling, we talking. So, we know y'all with it, man. Chop it up.
Chop, chop.
Next time, baby. All right.
Yes, sir.